So I think I've made it clear that I'm a really big fan of the Master Grade SD Freedom Gun, the Master Grade SD line in general. But I do know they are expensive. And so if you can't get this, well, you could always go to a site like Temu and pick up this version. And it only costs you about $3. Yeah, or free, depending on how you get it. It's I assume 3D printed, although the lines are not there. They're not existent, except maybe some molding lines. And it was on a plate, so I don't know. I mean, I know you can do it on a plate. I've seen videos, but I assume that's what it is. It is very freedom adjacent. I think if you have these two together, you're like, freedom, freedom. Yeah, sure. Why is mine a poopy brown? I don't know. I actually ordered blue. I'm fairly confident, but I got the brown. There was also white, black, red, I think green. Probably some other ones, polka dot, I don't know. And it to me, it reminds me, well, this thing is obviously a super deformed, not as big like super deformed as other ones, but still. This one, it looks like a kid wearing a Halloween costume with a Freedom Gun. And it's using the, like a miniature version of the stick figure that you've probably seen. I made a video of one during Christmas. It was, I think, about the same price. It had a lot of different basic weapons and a backpack, but this is like a miniature version of that. And so everything's ball jointed, and it's fairly good. The hands look like they should be able to like bend inwards because they're ball jointed, but because they're right up against the armor, you can't do anything. They just rotate. And I glued the backpack in to the back, and I used a little too much glue, so now my fingers are all stuck together because it was the bottle, like it was plugged, and so I poked it and it went everywhere, all on my hands. Don't like that. But everything's ball jointed, wings are ball jointed, and even has the stickers on the eyes. Those are stickers. Not gonna get a separate piece of plastic, but they do look good. Kind of like a gradient in the center there, kind of looks like a pupil. I like that. And it has freedom-ish accessories. The shield is kind of like it. It has more like an arrow in the middle, and instead of going onto the arm, it just gets held, and not that well. It falls out very easily. So you got that, and then you have the beam rifle, which also kind of looks like it. It also looks like a He-Man gun that I've seen before. I think it was from, I think some characters had it, but I know it's from an accessory pack. That's what that reminds me of. And I want to have it like that, but it's too small at the back. So the middle one, I guess, I don't know. I guess that's right. And it did come with some of the basic weapons that the other one I mentioned had, and I figured the most appropriate would be the katana. Because, you know, Mighty Strike Freedom had a katana. Now this one has a katana. Look, it's even better than the normal Freedom. Right? So you can do that. And that is the Freedom. But, I saw another thing on Temu, and I was like, well, it did cost $10 for this guy. You know, $10 for a model, as well as it is like having extra detail compared to the original and being a pretty much exact duplicate. $10 might be pushing it. So why not spend $4 and get this one instead? It's different. Let me actually take the sword out of there for a moment. It's definitely, I feel, double O. Especially like I say the Quanta. It has that feeling. But does it not look weird? Are the legs too small? Like, is he too squished from the waist down? I think he is. I don't know. And granted, the paint is not the best. You can see definitely missing some paint on the top. But you know what? For what it is, for what the price was, I'll take whatever. Because I mean, it could have no paint for like $4 or $5. Even has a good amount of detailing. And hey, 2 colors of paint too, right? Gold and red. I got this one because it just looks really good with the 3 colors. There were multiple different colors. Actually, I have the instructions here. These instructions are kind of unique. I should have got that one. I should have got the pink, but there's also a blue, but it has like a purple to it. And then you have this red one. Yeah, I like the colors. I should have got the pink one though. But I don't know. I like this color combination too. Even the head is it's different. Got a cool like demon visor going on. And posability is also ball jointed. And I'd say it's probably better than the other one, actually. Look, the hands can go in. Eh, you have a pair of holding and the slapping. Really good in the waist. That's crazy how good that is. It pops out easily, but it goes right back in. And the legs, well, because there's no armor, really good. Even has a thigh cut, and this is hinged to get out of the way. That's very nice attention to detail. Knees could be better, although I like the extra paint on the back. That's nice, because, you know, sometimes you only get it from the front, not the back. And hey, toes. It's a little bit, but it's there. And then you have these things on the back, which I guess are supposed to be like fangs. So they can come out, and if you have a stand, I guess you can wedge them in there. Or you can always have him hold it, because they're made perfectly for his hand. Very, very perfect. And I like they just go into this like little bracket here. Looks like a crown, sort of. And I already showed it, but the sword. Kind of wish it was a little more decorative. Like maybe the whole thing was gold here. And they definitely oversprayed in a little jewel. But once again, for the price, any paint is really a nice touch. Yeah, it's different. It is a different kit. And so under about $5 and under, you can get a little kid in a costume or some weird abomination from Double O. Maybe an ELS Quanta. Well, actually, no, there's an ELS Quanta. Evil ELS Quanta. Dark Matter ELS Quanta? Something like that.